Hello, I'm going to be giving you a blended view of the Canvas groups area. So I'm going to show it to you as an instructor, but then you'll also see some things that are available to students. So this is kind of a blended view. Here, I'm going to go ahead and access my groups. So if I click on people, I can see the group set that I've created. So we've already learned how to create groups and little group discussions on Canvas. So once we've created the groups, as an instructor, we can access them from people and clicking on our group set. Next, I can come over to whichever group and click on the three dots and click Visit Group Homepage. So let's say I want to visit the Group 1's homepage. I'm going to go ahead and click Visit Homepage, and this is going to take me to the page that students see. So I have access to students groups area through people in the course. Students access this with a little tab they have on this left-hand menu here that says groups. And so they are going to be accessing groups differently. They don't need to go to people. You don't have to activate people for them. You can just have them go in groups. Now, a good thing to mention about when you name your groups is to always use a naming convention. So if this was since this is for Advanced Canvas, I've put Advanced Canvas. But for your classes, you would want to put Spanish 471 or MLNG 301 or KNES 362 or something like that. So you want to make sure that in the group name, you also have your course code and number. And this is because in the groups area for students, it doesn't identify which course the groups are for. And so this is just a small problem with the groups on Canvas. So when they click on it, they'll get this groups list of just all these different group names. And so if every teacher just puts group 1, group 2, group 3, then they're going to have 4 or 5 or 10 different group 1s. And if they're in school for a long time and then they're seniors and they've been using Canvas for 4 years, they might have 20 group 1s there. So just as a naming convention, make sure that you're always going to be listing the course name and number and then your group at the top. So once you're in and once students are here, you'll be able to access the groups area. Now the home page is going to show any new announcements or information that you've shared with a student. Students can also leave announcements for one another in that particular group. So that's something nice to kind of tell them that they can do. If students want to leave an announcement for just the members of their group, they can click announcements in their groups area and add an announcement. If you would like to, as an instructor, leave an announcement, you can do that too. And so you'll click on the announcements and you'll just say, hey, group 1, and then you can talk to them and leave an announcement that will only go out to the members of that particular group. You can also create specific pages for that group only. So if each group maybe has a different prompt or assignment, you might want to create a special page for each group, but that's totally up to you. If students click on the people, they can see their group members' names and also the teacher of that course. So they'll be able to contact each other from the group. If you click on discussions in the groups area, it will show any group discussion that you've created. So this is our small group discussion from the workshop that everyone participated in. And so students can click on that and they can participate in their groups area, and then that's where they will see their posts and the replies from their peers and everything right there in their groups area. So this is another place for them to access that group discussion. You can also add files that are for that group, and they can share files with one another. I like to use the files area in my translation courses because I give each group a different segment to translate. And so I'll tell them, hey, your segment is in your group's area in files. So make sure you go and access that, divvy up the work, etc. And so that's pretty cool. Conferences is a way that they can video chat with each other. I don't typically recommend using conferences because they can't record it. And so that's not super useful for them if they're doing like a live feed that they need to record or something, then it's not really useful. But if they just need to do a quick chat, they can do this here. It's kind of like Zoom. It's like off-brand Zoom. And then here is collaborations. And this is the part that I think is the coolest and one of the best features of the groups area. So some issues that students have with group projects is finding a way to work together online through live documents. And so this collaborations is a way for students to create Google documents right there on Canvas. The good thing about these collaborations is, as an instructor, you could create it also and make a template that they fill out. So if you had a worksheet that they were doing as a group, you could create a collaboration that was that worksheet, and you could go put it in each group, and only that group would see it and work on it, and you'd have access to it too. Or, like I'm going to teach you how to do, you can teach your students how to make their own collaborations. So you can click, or the student can click, add collaboration, and it's going to pop up this window here for a Google Doc, Google Slide, or Google Sheets. So here it says a document, spreadsheet, or presentation. We're going to do a presentation for this workshop, so I'm going to ask you guys to create a collaboration presentation. You'll need to add the name here. So mini presentation for group 1 could be a very basic name. And here you could add some sort of description of maybe the main topic or fun idea from that workshop. Down here, you'll notice there aren't any people yet because we don't have any groups in the workshop yet while I'm creating materials. But if you did, you would have to click on each member in it, and so you'd click on the people's names and they'd pop over here. So see how it says add collaborators, choose from the left panel to collaborate. So everyone in your group will be here, and you'll want to make sure to go click, 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 and make sure everybody goes from the left people column over here to the collaborator. And once everyone is in the collaborators area, you'll go ahead and click submit. So once you hit submit, it'll create a Google presentation or Google Slides for you. So it'll show up here as a link, and everyone in that group will have access to that link. So if we click on this link, it will open a new tab to the Google area. You might have to allow it to say login. A really important note about this as well is, even though we do not have Gmail as a campus, we do have Google Apps and access to Google Suite. So students' emails and our instructor emails at Cal State Fullerton are Google emails. They are compatible with Google. So if you notice here in the top right corner, I am logged in this Google account as Raylan Hale at fullerton.edu. So you can and should and have students use their CSUF emails only when accessing Google Docs and things, because we have that free access for them as a campus. So you notice now that we've got our presentation collaboration here. Anyone working on this document can add slides. So you can add a new slide, add information. Here you can open a comment history if there's comments. And something that's really nice as an instructor is I can click on this open version history, and it will show me the name of everyone who has contributed to a slide or what they've typed or deleted, and so on and so forth. So if there's a problem with one of the groups and the group member saying so-and-so has not contributed anything at all, then you can go to this collaboration document in their groups area, open this version history, and scroll through the names and see, oh, okay, this student definitely did not participate. And then you can take action from there as well. So it's also a way to create accountability with group projects. You don't have to monitor them. I don't typically monitor them unless a group is reporting an issue with somebody not participating. So this is really nice. Everyone can add to the presentation asynchronously. They can add their own slides. They can edit each other's slides. They can leave comments for each other. So here you can actually insert a comment. So you can click add comment, and here you can be like, hey, this is great, or edit this or whatnot. And so then the next people, in the group can make that change and click resolve and a check mark like they made that change and updated it. And everyone in this group will get notified. And so this is probably my favorite area of Canvas. So typically what I'll have students do is they'll make this collaboration in Canvas, and then they can share this link with me so that I have access to it. I have access to it anyway, but I want them to actually, submit that as an accountability assignment. So here, this is a really great tool. The groups area on Canvas is a one-stop shop for students. They can communicate with each other. They can create collaborative documents with each other. They can share files with each other. There really is no reason for students to waste time or add stress by trying to use a bunch of other apps and tools and things online when Canvas really has everything that they're going to need for that group project. So in this really long 10-minute overview of the groups area on Canvas, I hope that you have a better understanding of what the groups area looks like for students and how you can access it as an instructor.